Hey there, good morning. Thursday morning as I begin this, just getting out the shower, got done with my workout, got done with my run, and ready to get this day underway. And hopeful today's gonna be a positive day. Productive, probably not so much. Maybe get a couple of videos filmed. I got a couple things I wanna share as I begin this. Still waiting for the clear to close on flip number 4. That should have been here by now, but not gonna cry over spilt milk or anything like that. Should be happening today, hopefully. We'll see. So I'll share with you guys when I get any updates in relation to that. Also, I want to take a moment and address a recent video that I shared. God only knows when you guys are seeing this video. It's probably a couple of days later and separated from that video titled, I got pulled over yesterday. And I had so many mixed feelings about sharing that footage of me interacting with that police officer because I knew, you know, looking back on it in hindsight and having that footage that I filmed, I was quite the dick. You know, I was quite an asshole about that. Dude cut me quite a few breaks. You know, he could have gave me a whole bunch of other tickets, and there I was still being an ass with this dude. I regretted that. I was embarrassed by that. I did a live stream for the members of Joe Does Stuff, and it was there where I was first mentioning what I'm sharing with you guys now. How in the moment, you don't know how you're gonna react. You know, I'm a dude, and I don't wanna make a bunch of excuses for this, but I've had my fair share of police interactions in the past. I've got no issue with police at this point in my life. And when you do something wrong, you gotta be held accountable for that. I ran the stop sign, I was speeding. I was wrong for that. I'm gonna pay my tickets and be done with it. But I still chose to share the footage anyways. I almost cut it out. I almost just used the first clip of me getting pulled over and not the clip of me interacting with the cop because again, I was embarrassed by it, but fuck it. You know, I deserve to be told about myself in the comment section, as quite a few people did. So, just wanted to say, hey, I realized the error of my ways with that and try to do better and not run stop signs or speed as much or be more vigilant of the police and where they are. Anyways, mentioning that, I want to share with you guys that I've picking up a new vice, leaving the sugar alone for the most part, at least the candy. I've begun eating a bunch of Frosted Mini Wheat cereal because it's got high fiber. I've started drinking Muscle Milk, which has 0 sugar, versus my Core Power, which has 5 grams of sugar. I'm really trying to watch the sugar. Get the candy gone. Now it's cereal. But this new vice is not even food related. I don't even know why I was mentioning that. I guess I was just sharing it with you guys. Folks, I've been gambling compulsively lately on sports. And not gonna lie, I've been doing pretty damn good. I've been averaging about 150, about 120, upwards of $300 a day. Just last night I made $300. The day before that I made like 150 or 120 or 175. I can't remember. But I started with 225. And I've gotten that all the way up to $800 and something dollars. Like I said, I've gotten up to $800. I've got it all gambled already on baseball and basketball. So we'll see. Anywho, it gives me something to do. That's neither here nor there. I could be talking to you guys tomorrow talking about I lost all of it. Don't ever gamble. It's stupid. It's only good until you lose. And I haven't lost very much yet, knock on wood. Hope to keep the winning streak going and not trying to get too crazy with it, but I am trying to just double up as much as I possibly can and make about $150 a day. If I can make $150 a day gambling, hey man, that's a job. That's a decent little part-time job right there. Moving on, I got something more interesting to share with you guys than Joe's addictive personality. We're gonna check out a house today, but not in the normal sense of going to look at this like we would be interested in buying this house. And this house is going to pose a bunch of questions I want to pose to you guys and hope to make this interesting. So I run across, well, how do I start this? On my way to go pick up Damon, most days, I cut through the city. I don't have to get on the interstate. Most of the times I just cut through the city. And I passed by one of the last standing project housings in my city. And it's interesting because that project housing is separated by an underpass with an overpass above it. As soon as you go through that overpass, you got like 2 brand new houses right there. And I mean, these things have been built maybe a year or a couple of years ago. People are living there, and it's just crazy for me to think that within 30 yards of brand new construction, you've got this project housing. And that was always crazy to me. Now, past those new construction homes, it's like 2 of them, you got houses that are somewhat being renovated, but it's also still kind of run down in that area. Well, there was always this one particular house, and I want to show you a picture of it right here. I had seen this house for the longest time. It had always been boarded up. It had been, broken windows, and, it just was not very ideal to me. I guess it had sparked my interest in the fact that, hey, it's an ugly home. I can't imagine how many people have tried to get that house, to flip that house, and with the fact that that hasn't taken place yet, why has that not taken place? Looks like the type of house, not judging from this picture, maybe I got a better one right. Nope, it's just 2 of the same picture. How about that? Looking at this house, you probably can't tell from this picture, but this is a house that definitely would take quite a bit of money to get right. God only knows what the inside of this thing looks like. But it is kind of massive looking from this picture right here. I mean, look at this window unit. Peep this shit. Look at this window unit that is literally cut into the side of this fucking house right here like a mini split system. It's not even in a window. This thing, they literally sawzalled through the side of the house to put that window unit right there. That's not even a window unit. That's a side wall unit. I never noticed that. That's pretty funny to me. Barely noticeable in this picture what looks like 2 electrical meters. Anytime you see more than 1 electrical meter on a house, it's probably a duplex. So don't even need to, it's definitely been a duplex at one time. If it's still been a duplex, I don't know. So more interesting than the fact that this was just an ugly house, vacant house, could have been a house that was flipped. Why wasn't it ever flipped or torn down and new construction built? You probably could pick this thing up, or would hope to pick this thing up for little to nothing, right? Well, that's not right. In fact, this house is listed for sale, folks, for guess how much? You would think about a house like this, hey, look, 20, 30, maybe 150,000. Is probably pushing the envelope. What did they want for this thing? $184 they wanted for this house. They wanted $184,000 for this thing. It's been on the market for 6 days now. Not a buzz, not a church mouse has been heard sparking any interest with this thing. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,700 square feet, built in the 1920s. It says, bring all offers. Opportunity knock. Your next renovation project right here. It's been here the whole time. This house is condemned by the city. Use extreme caution when on the property and enter at your own risk. We're going to go check this house out today, but not for any other reason than what I'm getting ready to share with you right now. Forget everything that I've mentioned thus far. Let it just linger for a moment. I run across a story in the news with a headline that reads, fire at vacant Portsmouth house was intentionally set, fire officials say. When I saw the address in this story, that address looked familiar. I looked it up. Lo and behold, it's that house that I was just showing you guys. The story says fire officials believe a fire Wednesday morning at a vacant house was intentionally set. Did they find the gas can? Was there a witness? I'm curious to know how they know that. It happened at 3:15 in the morning. Fire on the exterior of the 2-story home. Firefighters knocked the fire down on the outside before moving inside to extinguish the flames. No injuries reported, and no one was inside at the time. They're investigating the case as arson. No other details have been released. This is what piques my interest here. Well, one, they're talking about this fire was intentionally set. Like, who set this fire? I mentioned, you know, how I've drove by this house many times. Hey, ugly house. Somebody's probably gonna get that house, but they want way too much money for the damn thing. That's why nobody's ever gotten a house. You're crazy to want $184 for that damn thing. Ain't no way. Knowing that thing needs $100,000 in renovations, ain't no way in hell that house sells for $284, and that's breaking even. You need to sell that thing for $365 to see a worth it enough profit, and it's not going to sell for that. Ain't no way in hell. Only way that house sells for $365 is if you tear it down, build new construction. You're not going to be able to do that for a price. Well, maybe you could. Not paying $184 for the lot. So I think to myself, these people put this house on the market. No buzz. Fuck that. Let's take out an insurance claim on this thing and let's just set fire to it and collect the money that way. And here's what we do. We list the house for $184,000. There's our proof that that's what this house is worth. Maybe that's what's going on here. But more important to me is this. Like, this is the questions that really get sparked with me. Let's just say hypothetically somebody was interested in this house and, you know, they submitted an offer on this thing. With an offer, you got to put in an earnest money. If that offer gets accepted, you put down an earnest money deposit, $1,000, $500, $3,000, depending on, you know, any number of things. As low as $500, as high as anything. What if somebody had an offer in on this house and this takes place? Do they get their earnest money deposit back? I would imagine that they would, but, you know, being with the fact that they're trying to get so much money for this house, being with the fact that they probably went through the lengths of burning this bitch down in an effort to see the return that they want off of this property, they might be hard pressed to give you that earnest money deposit back. Now, I'm making some wild accusations here, maybe not so wild, basically saying it's a, you know, possibility that the homeowners set fire to this house themselves. But this house has been vacant for a while now. There probably was squatters up in here, and, you know, with the fact that they got the house listed, maybe they got the squatters up out of there. What if it was somebody who was squatting up in the house who said, man, fuck that, you got me up out of where I was living, I'm burn your shit down? What if it was a prior renter, a prior tenant, somebody who had a real bone to pick with this house, who burnt this house down? Even more, what if this was your house? What if this was your house? However it was your house, inherited this house, it's been your house, whatever the case may be, and you're just trying to get rid of the damn thing. And either somebody burns it down or it just burns down. Like, I don't even know what the extent of the fire damage is with this property yet. We're going to drive by, we're going to check it out in just a little bit. But damn, hope you got insurance. Know you'd be sick as hell. Like, what? You know, throughout the short time, 2.5 years that I've been flipping houses, I watch the news every day. And not every day, but a lot of the times you'll hear, you know, and in other news, there was a fire in a house. And that shit will always make my stomach drop because it's always like a worse fear. Like, what if your house catches on fire? One final thing I want to mention in relation to this. We had just done a reaction video recently with the We Buy Houses guy, owner financing. Hey, for the low price of, for the low down payment of just $5,000 or $10,000, I'll get you can get the keys today and just pay me $1,500 a month. This thing could be worth $220. We had just done a reaction video with that guy doing a fire house that he had acquired for $16,500. I bet you they go after this house too, depending upon the condition of it and if it's, oh yeah, the structure's good, according to that guy. So with all of that, I'm just more curious to see the condition of this thing. How burnt up is it? And I want to go check it out. So let's go do that. All right, getting the show on the road. Gonna go check out this house, see what the fire damage is looking like on this thing. It's crazy to me that the house is still listed for sale, that the listing has not changed. I wonder if the listing agent even knows, you know, the house is caught on fire. They got to have, right? They got to know. And also think of any potential interested parties going to check out this house. Like, wait a minute, this shit don't look like what the picture looks like on the listing. Ain't no mention of the fact that this whole thing was engulfed in flames. I really don't know the extent of the fire damage, but think of the offers that are coming in for this house now. You wanted 184 for this thing? You're probably getting offers of 10 grand. Maybe. I don't know. All right, down the little stretch of road right here. Maybe it'll make more sense now. So there was a convenience store right next to this project housing that was for sale. I think they wanted $75,000 for this thing. And it was this right here, right next to the hood. But they're closing this up, I've been noticing. A lot of it's burnt up, boarded up. So you got this project housing right here. There's the overpass, underpass situation I was talking about. There's the new construction houses I was talking about. A couple of them. And there's the house right there, boarded up, got some people. Oh my God, that's crazy, man. They flipping over here, or condemning one or the other. Okay. Let's see if I can get another view of that. So that was wild. They've definitely got the boards ripped off of that house like they were fighting a fire in there. I didn't see a lot of extensive fire damage in there. But I definitely seen some people sitting on the front steps of that house who probably don't belong there. I don't want to say nothing bad about them folks, but they probably don't belong. They definitely didn't look too great. Definitely didn't look too great. We're going to ride by one more time and get one more view of that, because I'm trying to see the other side of this house where the fire damage was supposed to take place at. Or I know they said the fire damage was on one side of the house. All right. All right, where is this thing at? It's up here just a little bit. Okay, here it is right here. You can see the windows, they're all kicked out. There's that HVAC system right there. Big property. Big ass house. Right there. Oh yeah. Whew. All right. Not a good look right there. Definitely not a good look. I didn't see any fire damage. Extensive fire damage to say the least. But can you imagine rolling up trying to check out that house and that's what you're seeing? That's crazy.